Cali to H-Town on plate by plate. You in it for the crown or you stay up out the way, cause winning covers everything.
All right, y'all, so we're going to talk about the NBA draft lottery. Took place Tuesday night, May 16th. It was a big one. I think that's gonna end up being a big day in NBA history, y'all. Usually the NBA draft lottery doesn't mean much of anything, but this past lottery that we just witnessed the other night was very important for the NBA. Extremely important.
Very important.
Let me tell you why. I've always said the 5 most important NBA franchises are, in this order, the Lakers, the Celtics, the Knicks, the Sixers, and the Bulls. Those are the 5 most important franchises in the NBA. And 3 of them are picking in the top 3, with the Celtics getting the number 1 pick. Oh, hold on. Before I talk about the Celtics getting the number 1 pick, the Brooklyn Nets. Really? So you traded your 2014 first round pick, your 2016 first round pick, the ability to swap 2017 first round picks, and the 2018 first round pick, and for some players that don't really matter, for old Paul Pierce and old KG, because you thought that would give y'all a good chance to compete with LeBron, and he beat y'all in 5 games. That has to be the biggest L this decade in the NBA, period.
Dude, what was they thinking about? Like, I understand when Brooklyn came in and, you had Jigga back there, just hyping up the city. And, it was a lot of expectation, but you don't do that. I mean, you want Paul Pierce and KG in 2014? What's that going to do? I can see if it was like 2009, 2010, then you had a deal, but this was just dumb.
Unreal. You don't get Markelle Fultz. You don't get Lonzo Ball because you wanted to outthink the room and get a couple old Celtics. Horrible. Horrible. So you deserve to be whacked for another 5 years because you made that stupid trade. What a shame. Man, what a sad day for Brooklyn. Biggie did not die for this.
Biggie is rolling in his grave in his Coogee sweater. Just all the way around, ass facing up. He's done at the Nets, bro. Done.
All right, so spinning it back to the Celtics. So the Celtics get the first pick. Man, the rich getting richer here. I mean, the Celtics are in the Eastern Conference Finals, and now they're going to get the first pick in the draft. And they're going to get either Markelle Fultz or Lonzo Ball. They don't really need Lonzo Ball. The only reason they would do that is to troll the Lakers. That's it. They would literally be getting him just to stop the Lakers from getting him, which would kind of be funny because then that would really show how real this Lakers-Celtic rivalry is. That would be the ultimate troll move to, just be petty towards your rival.
Dog, I would love that. Like, the petty, the better. Like, I love that. Like, let's do that, actually. Like, let's really bring the 80s back with that.
Man, I think that would be funny, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to draft Markelle Fultz. And then once they draft him, they can either keep him, put him at the 2, because you got Isaiah Thomas who can run the point. So, Markelle Fultz played point in college, but he could play the 2 as well. So you can either keep him, put him at the 2, or you can trade him. You could trade him and the Nets pick that you got for next year. You could trade those 2 pieces, maybe, one of your bench players or something, for Paul George or Jimmy Butler. So I think the Celtics should do that, you know what I'm saying? All right, OJ, so what you think the Lakers going to do? What you think the significance of the lottery is for the Lakers?
What do I think? I think it's ball time. I mean, it looks like LeVar's master plan is going to come to fruition now because, like you said, it only makes too much sense for the Celtics to pick up Fultz So that leaves Lonzo at number 2, and that leaves a player who fits their system and what they need to do perfectly. Because now you're going to have an actual point guard whose, basically priority is to distribute the ball. And I mean, this may be contrary to most people's preferences, but I actually think they should keep Russell and run him as the off guard. Because the thing about Russell that I really like is he has size. He got size that where he can guard and play the two very comfortably. And if you notice the way the league is going right now, there's a lot of large backcourts right now. I mean, it started with the Warriors with Clay and Steph. Then you got, Milwaukee up there with Greek Freak and them. I mean, that whole team is long, and that's what I think the Lakers should do as well. As far as like trading, I think they should probably hold back. Like, I wouldn't go jump in and want to trade for Paul George or Jimmy Butler right away. I mean, I would probably just see, like, because he's gonna be a free agent the following year. It kind of matters. I mean, if someone's gonna court him away to get him to sign some long-term contract somewhere else, then maybe you can play some chips around. Like, I could probably see them maybe sacrificing a Randall and Clarkson, or maybe I wouldn't say Ingram because his upside is really good. But if need be for an already established NBA star, I mean, that might be what you want to do, especially seeing as Lonzo is basically looking like, the real deal. But they have a lot of chips to play with. And for once, in a long time, the Lakers are looking really bright. Like, they actually got talent and they got balls in their court and they got Magic at the helm. And you know what? I mean, sky's the limit with them right now.
I mean, as far as the Sixers go, I think the process may finally be complete. I think they might finally be able to evolve the process, if you will. They tanked for 4 years to get last year's number 1 pick, which ended up being Ben Simmons. He looked very good in Summer League. He got hurt in Summer League and didn't play all season. But we saw, obviously, what Embiid looks like. And if he can stay healthy, we see the potential he has. And now the Sixers get the 3rd pick in this year's draft. They got to be smart with this one. They got a few options here. They can go Josh Jackson out of Kansas. They can go Malik Monk out of Kentucky. He's a skinny 2 guard, but he can work, he can shoot. The Sixers need jump shooting desperately.
Okay, because those are the 2 I'm thinking, and each one is for different scenarios. That scenario being if Kyle Lowry is serious and coming back. Because if you add Kyle Lowry to that lineup, I would think Jackson, because if you have Lowry there in the backcourt with the point guard abilities of a Ben Simmons, you can basically like kill all the ball handling to Lowry, because I mean, to me, that wasn't really his strength. I mean, he's more of like a big time shooter when the time comes. And then you have Jackson at the 3 spot, and then you have Saric and Embiid, and that's a full lineup to me. On the opposite side, if we're gonna go Monk, then we would just stuff him in the backcourt, with Simmons, and then you have Saric and Embiid, and they still have Okafor as well. So I mean, I think it kind of depends if they're gonna go free agency to kind of fill a small void in the backcourt as well, and that's basically the decision between those 2 players, at least for me.
If you just want a fast point guard that can play some defense, kind of a John Wall sequel, you can get De'Aaron Fox, one of my favorite players in the draft. Obviously, I mean, De'Aaron Fox is amazing. He's one of my favorite players. I'm a huge fan of this guy. He destroyed Lonzo Ball in the Sweet 16 in the tournament. Facts. So I like him as well. He's not a great shooter yet, though. That's his one knock. He's kind of, like I said, just like John Wall. John Wall wasn't a great shooter coming in either. But he wouldn't be a bad piece to add with the Sixers either. So the Sixers, as long as they get them a nice guard, they should be fine. The process may finally evolve into something real.
Dude, it's time to manifest. I mean, this tanking that they did the past 4 years is such monumental hell that they put on those fans in Philadelphia who did not deserve that. I'm of the mind, not only do they need to make a ring happen or a championship contention in the next couple years, but they need to get it to the point where it's multiple. Like, they need to be on some Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors. That's what those people deserve after the last 4 years of devastation. Like, it's mandatory. It becomes that, to me. Well, all right, y'all. That was our discussion. Hope y'all liked it. We tried to get a little bit more, in detail with y'all, not just sports. We can talk the music too. We can be, you know, multicultural, you know. So hope y'all enjoyed it. That was episode 3, Cali to H-Town. Y'all check us out, subscribe, like, share, get our info in bio in the Instagram, man. But y'all be cool, all right? Peace out.
Cali to H-Town on play by play. You in it for the crown or you stay up out the way. Cause winning covers everything. Everything is wins. Brings along the way and let's never see the end. Cali to H-Town on play by play. You in it for the crown or you stay up out the way. Cause winning covers everything. Yeah.